Statistics with a focus on children. I'm joined now by Makiba Yamano, Chief of Child Protection at Unicef South Africa. Thank you so much for your time. We certainly appreciate it. Some very disturbing figures that are coming out of the statistics from the police minister. It's always incomprehensible how anyone would want to bring any harm to children, and yet that is the reality of what the children of South Africa are experiencing and the families as well. What do you attribute this trend to?
Good afternoon, Audrey, and thank you so much for inviting me into your program. It is quite sad, and then it's also quite sad to see the increasing trend on violence against children, despite the fact overall trend on the crimes in these quarterly statistics showing the decreasing trend. So we also need to understand, dig deeper on what is impacting children more in a way disproportionately in this country as well. I also would like to highlight and link recently the Statistics South Africa published the Children's Series Volume 3, which is related to the reported crime against children, which also reports 40% of the sexual offenses, the total reported sexual offenses are against children. And this trend hasn't been analyzed deeper earlier because the disaggregation was not available. But this year, we are clearly able to see that children are disproportionately affected by this violence and then the crime against this society.
And just to give our viewers some context into what we're talking about, looking at the trends from 2022 to July 2022 to September 2022, the same period, the past 3 years, there has been an increase of 124 children. That's 6.8%. That is very alarming. In some of your studies across South Africa, which areas are most impacted by this? And once again, what are the drivers? What driving factors contribute to that?
Thank you so much. I think different provinces shows different trend, interestingly. And then again, the previously mentioned the Statistics South Africa Child Series Volume 3 has a provincial breakdown, which is quite interesting as well. Say, for example, among the different crimes against children, child abuse is highly observant among the age between 0 to 3. And then say, for example, the physical abuse and then kidnapping are much more common towards the much older age group of children above age of 15, say, for example. The places where gang violence is highly observed, such as in Western Cape and Gauteng, that these grave bodily harm can be quite high. And then the different provinces shows quite different trend. So there is no uniform trend. However, the largely concerning part is that children are disproportionately affected. And then we shouldn't be looking only at the numbers, because each number represents the one life of a precious child who could have been contributed to the South African society, family, and the country of future.
And are we looking at violence against children as in children-to-children violence? Is it mostly just adults that are harming children? Can you give us a breakdown on those statistics and how it stands?
Unfortunately, there is no related statistics that who is actually the perpetrator against these crimes. However, what we also know, of course, that in the child abuse cases, most of the cases, that is unfortunately the fact that the violence could happen in the family as well. And then also that mainly the bodily grave harm can also happen in the community. We also know from the General Household Survey that 6% of the children nationally also report they are facing corporal punishment in school. So I must also say that children face violence in many different settings, at home, in community, and in school as well.
Makiba, thank you for those insights. We certainly appreciate it. Makiba Yamano is Chief of Child Protection at Unicef South Africa, helping us to understand some of the figures that we heard this afternoon from crime statistics.